today. I will not hold that against you in an interview. All right, so just shoot me a message in the chat if something isn't working. By the way, if you are on your phone, there may be some issues with seeing the video and everything. Don't worry, we'll definitely try to figure it out though. The reason I use this platform though for the interview compared to Zoom is because this application uses your Wi-Fi to stream the video, not the host's Wi-Fi. So if you're a technology person, you know that means you should not experience any buffering today. The video should play pretty smooth from your house. So speaking of that, what I want to start with is showing you a video with all the details of the position. I'd like to do that because a lot of you heard about the job just potentially through something different. Some of you heard about the job online, on Craigslist, on the web. I know Mercy, you heard about us online. Aaron, you saw us on Craigslist, right? So some of you might have heard about us from different websites. Some of you got a letter in the mail, and congratulations on getting one of those from me, by the way. Faith, I know you got a letter in the mail. Kaden, you got one of those as well. Wahid, you got a letter in the mail from me as well. So that's actually how I heard about the job back in the day, 12 years ago. I got a letter in the mail from my manager. Some of you may have heard about it on Instagram, Snapchat, just some form of social media. Ray, I know you heard about it on social media, and Annika, right? We love working with her. She's been working with us for a couple weeks now. Some of you might have heard about the job through your career counselor at your high school or college, just because we are the #1 employer of college students in the United States. We work with about 40,000 college students every single year. So we've got about 600 offices nationwide. So maybe your career counselor said, apply with this company, get some professional experience for your resume, maybe even win a scholarship. So regardless of how you heard about the position, though, some of you know a lot about our company. Some of you know barely anything at all. Either way, that's okay, because like I said, I'll be able to fill you in all the details for sure. So in 1 second, there's going to be a box that pops up on your screen, and it's going to play a video. It's really quick. It's only 6.5 minutes. During this portion, just know I do turn my audio and video off, just so there's no feedback in the sound on your end. But just know I am still here evaluating you. So take some notes, write down any questions you have. At the very end, I'll explain a few more things about the position. And like I said, I'm looking forward to that one-on-one part in a little bit here too. If you could just do me one favor though, once the video plays and you can see it and hear it, just give me a thumbs up so I know it's actually working for you. That'd be helpful for me. And then a couple troubleshooting things. If you can't hear it right away, I recommend turning up the volume on your computer. For whatever reason, when the video starts, sometimes it turns the volume down. And then if it ever glitches or it slows down with the video, simply just refresh the page. It should work perfectly after that, okay? All right, so let's get started here. So it should pop up. And the video should be playing right now.
You want me to tell you everything about Vector in 7 minutes or less? Okay. You want me to tell you everything about Vector in 7 minutes or less? Okay. I'll try. So, our company is called Vector Marketing Corporation. We were founded in 1981. We're a sales company that cares more about people than sales, which ironically is the secret of why we sell so much. We've won numerous awards for things like culture, work-life balance, great place to work, proud of that one. Our leaders and our alumni have written bestsellers, competed in the Olympics, given TED Talks, conquered Hollywood, and I think what's most important, they've started charities that impact people all over the globe. And it all starts with our product, Cutco Cutlery. Cutco is the #1 selling houseware product in all of North America. Cutco, and I can say this from personal experience as a mom, are the best kitchen knives on planet Earth. Our representatives love it. Our millions and millions of customers love it. Families own Cutco for years and years and years and years and years and years.
I've had Cutco for 32 years.
Well, the knives have been in my family for 70 plus years because they purchased them before I was born.
So when I heard a couple people like, oh yeah, I've had mine for like 15 years or 20 years or 30 years, I'm like, okay.
They're backed with a forever guarantee, so they get passed down like heirlooms to kids and grandkids. And it's not just kitchen stuff. We make outdoor items, garden, fishing, hunting, barbecue, stuff for mom, stuff for dad, gifts for everything. Our products are unique, so our sales approach has to be unique. The majority of our sales come from doing one-on-one presentations. One rep presenting to one person or married couple, one at a time, not in groups. Presentations take place in either the customer's home or over the phone with the customer in front of a computer. Virtual presentations over the phone, that means a customer can ask questions to a qualified company representative while they get to browse through the options. It's like having a personal shopper. It's an incredible experience. Now, new representatives, most of whom have never sold anything before, they get started by presenting Cutco to people that they know. They practice with family members, neighbors, friends, parents, married couples with kids age 30 and older. Those are the type of people that Cutco's relevant for. They get paid for every qualified presentation they do, even if it's to their grandma or their coach or their friend's mom and dad. As long as the presentation is one-on-one and the customer's over 30 and working, and they get paid even if they don't sell anything. Our representatives schedule their own appointments, so they're in total control of their income. In fact, our pay is often worded base per appointment, which means they earn the minimum of that base amount for every single presentation they do, even if they don't make a sale. It also means when people buy stuff, which is more often than not, it means their pay is a lot more exciting. We have representatives that sell thousands of dollars every week and earn hundreds of dollars on a single presentation. Because if they're investing the time to improve and grow and make sales, they deserve to get rewarded for that. I would say the most important skill they learn, and this is a skill that everyone needs, is how to sell themselves and how to network with others. Ask any career-driven professional or any business owner. Networking through word-of-mouth advertising is the best way to get customers. So we built a system over many decades where customers introduce us to their friends, family, coworkers. So we're never presented to random strangers, which means we never run out of work. It's not hard for customers to think of people who might like Cutco because, well, everybody eats. Schedules can be fixed or flexible. Fixed means working the same hours every week. Flexible means they can change week to week. Our representatives can choose to work part-time, days, evenings, afternoons, weekends, or some combo of those. We teach them time management, networking, and how to make a schedule. They'll learn the scripts, the products, and build confidence. The only catch is that training is unpaid. We expect them to make that investment of their time into us if we're going to invest our resources into them. They get their supplies and the training materials all for free. No, we don't look for people with experience. We look for people that are honest, that believe in Cutco, and want to grow. People that are coachable, eager to learn. Those are the types of people that succeed in sales in really any industry. There's a reason a lot of very successful people's first job was in sales. Kanye West was a salesperson at The Gap. Every 10 minutes, a Cutco sales representative in North America is getting another pay raise. I mean, what more can you say to that? You want me to tell you everything about Vector in 7 minutes or less? Okay.
Okay, now that the video's over, is everything still working? You can see me, hear me, hopefully. Yes? Okay, great. So let's talk about what we just learned then. So number one, you know that we sell Cutco cutlery and it's kitchen stuff. Raise your hand if you've heard of Cutco before. Does that sound familiar? Some people? Alex, yes. Wahid, yes. Some people yes, some people no. I would not have been raising my hand back in the day. I was the Pop-Tarts and mac and cheese guy when I started. So I did not cook at all whatsoever, but it is really popular kitchen stuff for sure. You also know that we do those one-on-one presentations with our customers. Now, I know she mentions this in the video, that sometimes it's in person. We're not doing that right now, though. It's all via Zoom, like we talked about. And then our work-from-home reps don't use a sample kit of knives, but almost everybody does win some products with us they can use too. I would write this down in your notes. Our starting pay is $21. $21. Now, I know some of you might have heard that it was $18 if you got a letter in the mail, for example. We actually just officially switched this like 4 days ago. So there's a couple reasons why we did that. We boosted our pay to $21 per appointment because we just wanted to make sure that people knew that our company is doing really well, and we wanted to reward the people that are getting started for that. Plus, also, the higher our base pay is, the more selective we can be with the applicants, and we want to choose the right people who are going to do right by our customers. So that's why we can afford to have a higher base pay. So if you're in the interview now, you're a little lucky that we just officially switched that a couple days ago. Otherwise, too, I would write this down. Our starting pays, you already know, it's $21, but it does last about 45 to 60 minutes for the appointments. So if you want to write that down, the appointments are about 45 minutes to an hour, so they don't take too long. And now you know why we say $21 per appointment, not per hour, because even if it's less than an hour, if it's only 45 minutes, then they still get the base pay. But they're about 45, they don't take too long. If you'd like to write down our pays weekly, you can write that as well. It's a direct deposit once a week. It's on Fridays. Keeps our people happy. So there's also commission pay too. They can earn 10% and can go all the way up to 30% plus, as we heard in the video. I think it's the right move to make sure we have a base pay because we want to focus on people building a relationship with the customer and having fun compared to just being pressured to make a sale, right? And right now is a great time to get started with our company. We've been working 100% remotely over the internet for the last year. And to give you perspective, in 2019, we actually had our biggest year ever in sales. We sold about $270 million of Cutco. Then the pandemic hit, right? Well, I'm happy to say we officially had our first ever $300 million year in sales. If you'd like to write down the number, we did $320 million in 2020. So clearly things are going really well for us, despite everything else going on. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to go to the chat box, and if you could type to me, why do you think that is? Why do you think our company is doing really well right now, despite everything else going on in the world here? And I'll read off a couple of the answers in a second, and I'm posting a question in the chat as well. Couple answers popping up here. Okay, Kaden starting us off by saying that more people have to stay home and make food. Sure. I mean, yeah, people are cooking 7 out of 7 days a week, right? There are barely any restaurants even open with normal hours full time right now. And they're not doing DoorDash every day like college kids are, let's be real. They actually want to cook with their families, and we found that because Cutco is a kitchen product, more people have been purchasing things for the home than ever before. Good. Faith talking about how we have honest and compassionate people that are selling a product with good communication skills. This is something I really wanted to touch on because who's ever gone to a store before and you can just tell that the person does not like working there? And you're thinking, hey, if you're not going to help me, why do you even work here? When we can have a trained-in person, a qualified professional like Faith was talking about, that actually knows what they're doing and they care about the customers, that's why Cutco customers come back decade after decade and keep buying more stuff, because of that original interaction with that sales rep, which is why we want to make sure we select the right people. Wahid talking about how people are trying new hobbies like cooking, staying home. Yeah, who's noticed your Instagram feed is now all of your friends thinking they're professional chefs? And you're like, it's just a grilled cheese, man. It's not that cool. Calm down. Right? But not only are people having more time to do hobbies like cooking, like what he had talked about, people also have more time to do presentations with our sales reps. Would you agree? So that way they can actually really have that flexibility of the position, which I think is a big perk that people really enjoy. So now they can do it really whenever they want. Alex talking about how people are cooking a lot more right now. A couple similar answers. People are buying more online right now. Yeah, just because, well, first of all, Amazon boxes just keep showing up in my house. I don't remember ordering half the stuff. Right? But moms and dads are doing this because it's safer and it's more convenient. So when we can go directly to the customer, we found that makes a really big difference. You know, the point is, we didn't really know what was going to happen when the coronavirus hit. I don't think the business is truly ready for that, right? The nice thing is our business has gone up. Why? There's such a high demand for kitchen products. And that's why you're here. That's why we're conducting more interviews. We did not know how much help we were going to need. We didn't know how busy we were going to be. But also our reps are getting a bit of a pay boost right now simply because it's the best time in company history to get started selling content. All right, let's move on here. Let's talk about our support system. I'm going to have you write down in your notes training, please. Training. Because obviously if you're accepted, we would have you go through a training program. And that would be 3 consecutive half days on Zoom with our top managers and our staff. I'm personally there for the training. They get to know me pretty well. And then my division manager, his name is Dane Espegard. Dane actually personally runs the training. He's the #1 trainer in the entire company. He's in the Cutco Hall of Fame. So they get to learn from the best of the best. Now to do the job, they use this thing right here. It's called the Cutco Manual. It looks like this. So if you're accepted, I just email this thing to you. You'll print this off. That way you can write on it during training. There's no startup costs they have to purchase. Even at Target, you have to buy what? The khaki pants, the red polo with the logo or whatever, right? So there's nothing they have to purchase to get started here. They just have to print off the manual so they can follow along during training. And then as soon as they're done with the training, they can immediately start off by showing us friends and family that they know and are comfortable at first. I think that's everyone's favorite part of the job. They get to go to mom and dad, grandma, she's always nice, aunts and uncles, neighbor, best friend's mom. I was in some sports teams in high school. I was in some clubs. I practiced with my friends' moms from those activities. They can go to teachers, coaches, people from church, people their parents know from work, family, friends. I think you get the point. Because of COVID, I think people really appreciate that. Getting a chance to see some friends and family they haven't talked to in a while, and they get paid to do it. I think we all agree that mental health is a very important part of society right now. It's important to me, it's important to our people. So being able to have that human connection with someone else, our customers love that, but our representatives also really appreciate that too. From there, they get recommendations and referrals, like you heard from the video. Now this is a really simple process. It's the same way that a doctor or a lawyer or a real estate agent, financial planner, that's how they get their customers. And we want to teach them those skills at a young age. That way they can actually learn for the future. And here's how it works. It's really simple. Aunt Sally just says, hey, my neighbor's nice. You should show Cutco to her. And then she'll just text the neighbor, hey, is it okay if my niece or nephew shows you Cutco? They say, sure, that sounds fun. We're bored. Let's do that. Then they go to that person. So it's always through a friend of a friend. So even after their first few days, they often have 30, 40, even 50 or more potential people to see. And it really expands quickly. That's a process we teach during training. And then we also have daily workshops, manage our office hours, team meetings. Again, all these things are optional, but I think people really enjoy getting a chance to see some coworkers and meet some people. Okay, I can't speak for every single office in Cutco, but I can tell you that, again, there's 600 of them, right? I can say in our Anoka County office, though, we like to have more of a family vibe and a family feel. So we like to do more fun things with our coworkers. Even just last weekend, we played volleyball, at a park. The week before that, we went to a park in Maple Grove, just hung out, ate some food, played some games. Again, totally optional if they're comfortable. However, I think that people do enjoy getting a chance to see some coworkers and meet some cool people. And we do have some other events coming up, whether it's a barbecue or other fun things we're doing for the summer too. There are really 3 main things I think most people like about the position when they first get started. I will have you write these down in your notes here. The first thing, number 1, is the schedule. So how this works is they get to pick the exact number of hours, the exact days that make the most sense for them. And raise your hand if you've ever had a job before where you tried to request some time off, but they scheduled you for the exact same shift you requested off. Or who's ever filled in for a friend, you took a friend's shift or something. Maybe you didn't want to fill in, but you're just trying to be nice. So that never happens here. If they want to be able to have that perfect schedule around another job, family stuff, sports, school, vacations, they have to hit up a bunch of grad parties. That's okay. They can actually plan their schedule around things that are going on. and they can still have a life while still making the income that they want to. Number 2 is the pay. Now, I was pretty happy the company had a base pay. I do not think I could have taken a commission-only job, but I did like the fact that I could earn more with my hard work. Some of you may relate to this. My first job was one of those positions where I worked harder than other people, but I was paid the same or less. A lot of them, I see multiple people nodding right now. Just because I was the youngest, I was the new guy, I didn't have any experience. So with this position, I feel like people enjoy how we do not prejudge based on age or experience, and they're paid for their value instead of their time. And the third thing is advancement. If you want to write down assistant manager positions in your notes, we do have some assistant manager opportunities. Now, I'm not even saying every person is interested in leadership. However, I think people do, there are people who are enjoying being a leader. They like to help others. Maybe they like to be really team-oriented. Maybe they want some extra resume experience. My goal is to find 3 to 4 new assistant managers within the next few weeks. All right, I do not even know who those people are going to be yet. Probably haven't even hired them for the position yet, but if they work harder than somebody else in the team, they can move up really quickly. And that can also just be like a summer thing. I think about my assistant manager, Shaylee. She's a student at Mankato right now, and she's finished her freshman year of college. She's doing pretty much an internship with us this summer as an assistant manager. And then she's, of course, going back to school in the fall. So the beauty about this position, too, is that people can actually work with us over the summer. Let's say they're a student, they can just continue to work into the fall part-time if they would like to, because it's virtual, or they can come back over the winter break and pick up right where they left off. Some people even just work in the summer and then just come back in the summer next summer too. So we do have some opportunities for advancement to be able to move up in certain positions. We also have career positions for people who are out of school. One more thing I'm going to mention, and I think this is even more important than money, is the experience people get. Would you agree that's more important than money? Because all of you already know this, but most resumes look the same. People have worked at restaurants, retail, labor jobs, office work, nannying, lifeguarding, landscaping, just stuff people have done. Now, there's nothing wrong with those positions. I had some of those when I was younger, too. I think this job, though, allows people to gain that professional experience that can help them later on in life. Because they gain skills, time management, goal setting, communication skills, leadership skills, even professional Zoom skills. These are all things that companies will look for later on. I know she mentions a few of the awards we received in the video. I'm just going to mention a couple that are pretty important to me. So if you've heard of USA Today, they did a study of over 50,000 companies, and they actually ranked Vector and Cutco as the number 12 best company to work for in the entire U.S. We were pretty proud of that. We were ranked up there with Google, Microsoft, Facebook. We beat Amazon. So that was pretty cool. And if you've heard of Business Insider, they come out with a top 50 for multiple different categories every single year. And we were in multiple top 50 lists this past year. Things for best work-life balance, happiest employees, diversity, best company for women, best CEO, best perks and benefits, and best compensation. Okay, I'm telling you that not to impress you, but hopefully just to impress upon you, we care about our people. And one of our main core philosophies is people over profits. I think that's why I'm here 12 years later. I love the fact that the company cares about its people first and selling Cutco second. Cutco's good. It's good stuff. You got to see it in the video, right? It sells itself. It's great. I think my main job as a manager is to help people enjoy their job, because if they enjoy it, the money just comes naturally, right? And that's really what we focus on in our office. So to wrap up here, I want to talk to you about our team. And hopefully you can tell I'm pretty passionate about our team. We have some amazing people to work with. And, we have all different types of people who work with us. Some are shy, some are outgoing. Doesn't matter. Why? Cutco's great. Now, I started when I was a student at the University of Minnesota, Twin Cities, and I was studying psychology and business management there. Wahid, I saw me going to UMD, right? So I was at the U in the Twin Cities. And anyway, I was able to study psychology and business management there. And I was blessed to be able to pay my way through school working with Cutco all 4 years. I was able to graduate debt-free with the income I earned from Cutco. And then I was able to get offered a career position when I graduated. And I've been running the Anoka County office since then. If you're familiar with where Andover, Blaine, Champlain, Coon Rapids, Anoka, Maple Grove, that area, that's the area that I personally run. And anyway, so just to give you perspective, we just finished up our 7th consecutive year in a row as the top district office in Minnesota. All right, we can't just be number 1 in Minnesota forever. We have to win a national championship at some point. And that's what our team is pretty excited about for this upcoming year. To give you perspective, we sold about $760,000 of Cutco in 2019 as a team. And then in 2020, we set a district goal to sell $1 million, which that has not happened for a district team to do that since 2010. So it's been over a decade. Well, then the pandemic hit, of course. Fast forward the story, though, I'm happy to say we officially hit our $1 million goal at the end of November. So it took us 11 months. And then we ended up breaking the all-time December sales record for that month at the end of the year. And now we're off to the best start ever this year. And the week that just finished, to give you an idea as well, we were the number 2 office in the entire nation out of 600 offices for new rep sales, which there was one office in Texas that beat us by a little bit. Hey, I'll take number 2 out of 600. I'm really proud of our team. Everybody worked really hard this past week. And I'm telling you that not to boast or brag. I hope you know why I'm saying this. I think this matters to our applicants for 2 reasons. One, if somebody's accepted onto our specific team, they know we're going to take care of them. They can feel confident that they're going to do well. And then number 2, they can put on a resume. They can say they're a part of a team that achieved this over here. Now they're moving on to bigger and better things because that person's on the team too. We have all different applicants, whether that's somebody who's looking to do a great job, even just temporarily because COVID cut their hours, that's fine. Maybe it's a student who just graduated from high school or they finished finals a few weeks ago and they're ready to pay for next semester. Maybe it's a person who already has a job or even multiple jobs on top of this one. And they want to be able to work around that with a flexible schedule. Maybe it's a person who wants to work a lot, as much as they can, maybe even advance in the company, move up and build something great. No matter what, every single person is important on our team. And my philosophy is enough team members hit their goals, we'll of course achieve our goals too. Now we do have some really big goals this year, but that's why I don't mind spending so much time in the interview, just making sure we select the right people. So although we cannot accept every person who's applying, we do look for people who are, as you already know, positive, hardworking, coachable. And if they have those characteristics, I really think we can accomplish some amazing things as a team this year and help a lot of people in the process during this difficult time as well. All right, those are the details. And what I want to do now is talk to everybody individually just so that I can get to know you better. So you should see a link popping up in your chat. So let's all take a look at the chat box real quick. Let's take a look in the chat. And then once you see the link, you can go ahead and click on that. And this is going to take you to a Google form. Now, I know some of you already fill out a Google form when you applied. This is a separate one, so still fill this information out here. So, step 1, I'm going to have you fill the information on that Google form there. Step 2 is I'm going to reach out to everyone via a phone call to finish the next part of the interview. The reason we're doing that is because there's quite a few of you and only one of me. I do not want to make you wait on video for a long time, waiting to talk to me. So, anyway, if a random number calls you in the next, 0 to 60 minutes or so, it's probably me. And how it's going to work is I'll ask you a couple questions. If things look good, I'll tell you when training is if you're accepted for the position. If not, though, I'll still be honest with you, and I'll let you know what you can improve on in your future job search. But I will give you that courtesy of a yes or no today for sure. Okay, so the last thing I'll say is you're free to click on that link. You can start filling that information out. And it was great talking to everyone so far. I'm looking forward to the next step. So good luck, and I'll be calling you in a little bit. Thank you.